Hello everyone, my name is Juggs. It is a pleasure to have you here. If you are watching from wherever you are watching, welcome to the Juggs channel. My name is Josh, or you can call me Juggs, whichever one you want, whichever one you feel more comfortable with, because Juggs also means something else. But if you're into that, cool, whatever. Great start, great intro. Great. This is weird, forgive me. It's very strange at the moment. I am a streamer. I have posted up YouTube videos of my gameplay content in the past, as you can see in the history of the videos of the Juggernaut channel. But here we are making a guide on how to roleplay. Now, I am not claiming to be the best roleplayer out there. I'm experienced, but I'm definitely not the best. My voice acting skills are blah. My creation of characters is probably one of my higher points. I'm okay at changing my voice, and I always think about giving the best role-playing spirits to all those people out there that you're role-playing with, which is the main thing, but we'll get back to that later. Anyway, let's get on top of the 5 tips and tricks to becoming a good or decent role player. So this is basically mainly for someone that is going into role playing without any personal experience of role playing. They may have watched streamers, you may have watched streamers, you may have watched me, you may have watched other big streamers that play GTA, play Red Dead, and those are the kind of games that we are kind of involved in this conversation on. Like, the big 3 games I've role played on are DayZ, GTA, and Red Dead, which are probably the... So I have... I've got them written down on my phone here, you see. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm nervous. Looking into a camera and talking, it's weird. Let yourself go. So, what does that mean? That means making sure that you have there's no embarrassment in roleplay, guys. You be as silly, be as serious, be as ridiculous as you want to be. It's your character that you are creating. Sometimes the wacky characters are the best characters to roleplay with. I always roleplay as comedic characters, as funny characters, as silly, wacky characters. So from my point of view, and many other people's point of view, those kind of characters that come into their storyline of their own characters, they're the best ones to have around. Obviously, there are certain people which prefer the super serious role play where everything's, like a movie, I guess, which is awesome. But that's not something that I've really delved into. I have done a few characters like that. My Sidwig character was kind of like that, with a comedic value. Let yourself go. Whether you are playing serious or funny character, do not be ashamed, do not be embarrassed. Just throw yourself out there and get straight into it. Do something. If someone, let's say you're playing, let's give an example out here. If you are playing, the big thing is a good way to practice. Actually, I'll just move the mic. A good way to practice is actually, if you're playing on a game like GTA or Red Dead, just fall off something, trip over, and shout out like you're in pain. You have to act out that you are in pain. If you are falling over and you've broken your arm or you've scratched your hand, whatever, how big the injury is or small the injury is, you have to roleplay out. You physically are not being injured, and do what you think's best. Anyway, now we've got that one over. Number 2, practice with different voices. Now, I have sat on YouTube for many hours looking up voices of characters in movies which I've wanted to use as a voice in one of my characters. So, for one example, I haven't perfected all, guys, so don't judge me, okay? This is is it Alfie Simmons? I always forget. The one from Peaky Blinders, the one that Tom Hardy plays. My name is Alfie Simmons, and I'm part of the Peaky Blinders cast. If you like this role-playing guy, make sure you give it a thumbs up, eh? A big old thumbs up, and make sure you press the like. See, now my accent's completely gone because I haven't done it for a while, but it's not perfect by any shout. It's far from perfect, but I sat there for a while, and that's all you need to do. Just sit down. That at the end of the day, that's a new voice. It's not the same as the one that I was trying to get, but it's a new voice that I could roleplay as a character. So make sure you go on YouTube, check videos, or if you're good at it, if you are one talented motherfucker and I'm jealous of you, just do it that way, you know. Just go and throw yourself right into roleplay with your own amazing voice acting. And some people are born with natural great voices, which, again, I'm from Birmingham in United Kingdom, and my accent's definitely not nice to listen to. Number 3. This one's not a very hard one, to be fair. It's a bit of a weird one to discuss, but we're not going to delve into it too much because there's pages that you can visit to learn them, and that is the rules. So with all roleplay, there are always rules on a server. You can't do anything about it. It's just the way things are. Many role-playing servers. I've never come across a role-playing server without rules. Now, they are very consistent, and they are very similar. You'll have things such as metagaming, KOS, power gaming, no value for life, all these other rules, and just read through them and make sure that you know them when you go into game, because you don't want, the first thing you don't want to be doing when you go into role playing is going to someone, blasting them in the head and getting banned for a week for KOS, because it's not good. It's not good at all. Most time when you do, if you go into a whitelist server, they will ask you to read for the rules, and they'll ask you questions on them and how you would do things in different scenarios. Just make sure you read the rules, guys. Otherwise, 1, you won't get into server, or 2, if you do get into server, you'll be banned eventually because you'll be silly and a rule breaker. Anyway, let's move on to number 4. Make decisions that your character would only make. So this could be a variety of things. If you are involved in a role-playing scene and your character is a bit of a wimp, if there are 2 characters that are being very aggressive to you and to the point where they're bullying your character, don't just go ham and don't start yelling at them or shooting at them. Make sure you stick to your character's personality and their traits at all times, please, because there's nothing more. If there's 2 characters, let's say you've got your character called Bill in the game, he has a rival called Sam, and then you guys have arguments all the time, but your character's a bit of a wimp, so he doesn't really react too much. Then whatever his name is, I forgot who's this rival's name is. Whoever his name is says something that offends you personally, but obviously he doesn't mean to offend you personally, it's just something that is triggered you. Don't just all of a sudden go out of character and start and shoot him or yell at him or scream at him or whatever. Make sure that it's sticking to your role play, your character at all times, no matter what happens. It comes with experience, so once you've played your character enough times, you know how they play. And that's it. Moving on to tip number 5, which is my personal favourite tip, which is make sure that you're always providing the best experience for the other players. So if everyone stuck to this rule, roleplay would be perfect because everyone would have a great time, whether they were the victim or the social gathering that's happening or an event that's happening. You know, it would be fun for everyone. So, for a good example of this, actually, it was very recent. It was actually a stream pretty recently where I had to apologise to someone for not the lack of roleplay, just looking at it from their point of view, because they were another streamer. Looking at it from their point of view, it wasn't as good as it could have been, and I could have definitely made it a lot better. I can probably put a video somewhere in it to show it. Shall we do a quick storyline of it, guys? Yeah, do a quick story of it, quick summarise.
Yeah. What's your name?
Name's Ethan.
Ethan, it's nice to meet you. I'm Chester Chuckles.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Chuckles.
Pleasure to meet you too. My gators would love you. You're like tasty. You look very tasty.
Yeah.
If you ever come down with an illness, you let me know, and I can take you. I can feed it to the gators. You can be part of the gators.
I have to decline that.
Hey there, Mr.
Oh, if you change your mind, just let me know, alright?
I will.
And you too, lady. What's your name?
So, I have a character called Chester Chuckles. He's called the Gator King. Now, he has a religion where he believes that the gators that he has are, you know, spiritual, and he is like godlike figure to them. There's the gator gods, blah blah blah. It's like a whole religion. So he feels that his gator called Stewie, he's a hillbilly, by the way, he's a redneck. his gator Stewie prefers live humans. So every now and then we have to go and find a human to feed him to. Typically, it normally is someone that has sinned, I guess, or he's a bad character, or has pissed off Chester in some way. This character called Knox, who was streamed by Skip Gently, we bumped into the road, we found him, he sounded a bit strange, he sounded a bit mysterious, so Chester thought we'd grab him, we'd lasso him up, and we'd take him to Stewie for food.
My gators, they're very hungry. Get him! Get him! Yeah, there we go. We got our crock meat. What the hell are you doing? Mr. Long, we got our crock meat. There we go. I told you it was gonna be coming. His son of a bitch. Look at him. He's got the fake meat for the crocks. Mr. Long, you keep your gun up. You keep that gun pointed on this man, all right?
Oh, okay,
You keep that.
okay.
We'll
Anything for
war,
your
right?
kid. Anything for your kid.
Exactly. You follow me?
Fat fish.
Yeah, don't call me fat fish. You're gonna be Stewie food. You keep that gun pointed on him, Mr. Long. All right ahead.
Yeah.
Don't make sure he don't wriggle out. He's a little squirmy little one. Look at him. He's got a lot of crop meat on him. I can't wait for Stewie to see this man.
The whole situation probably lasted about 15 to 20 minutes. And from my point of view, it was fun. It was enjoyable. It was funny. But then, obviously, Knox didn't have such a great time. Now, obviously, he's not going to say it while in game. But looking back at his VOD, he was a bit disheartened by the whole situation, and I can see why. Now, we had him tied up and we fed him to Stewie.
He's talking to you. Now, I suggest you pray to him, the Gator King. Come on, Mr. Stewie. Your dinner is served, Mr. Stewie. Mr. Stewie, your dinner is served. Take your food. Take your food, Mr. Stewie. Eat him. Yeah, take that meal. Take him. Oh, he loves it. Look at him. He's got your tickly your toe. He's playing with his food. He's playing with his food. He's playing with his food. It's all right. Keep wiggling, man. Keep wiggling, sir. Keep wiggling. Come on, you got him. Don't shoot him if he wiggles out, okay? We gotta let Stewie do the work. Go on, Stewie. You got him, Stewie. He's playing with you. Wait.
Stewie was playing with him for a while, and there wasn't really an escape for Knox, so he was dead. From the time that we got to the swamp and threw him towards the gate, and the gate charged at him, which from our point of view again was great, was funny. From his point of view, he was helpless, he couldn't really do anything, and the worst part about it was that he died, which at the time we kind of knew was going to happen, but we didn't really think about the consequences that would come with that, which was that there's nowhere to really go from it. There was no continuous roleplay after that. That was it was done. Those 20 minutes with the roleplay, he couldn't remember anything because we didn't take him to a hospital, which is a server rule, and he laughed a couple of times because at the end of the day the gator mechanics are quite funny, but the role-playing sense, it wasn't that fun. So I apologised to him afterwards. He was really cool with it, and we've moved on. I've seen where I went wrong, and hopefully moving forward, we can think of new ways to feed Stewie, where the person gets to either escape, live, and after the whole scenario, there's some kind of role-playing that can be involved afterwards. Yeah, that's basically the main thing, guys, that I'm trying to get here, is that always provide the best experience that you can for the other person, for the other party. It's pretty self-explanatory, really, in the tip itself. Provide the best roleplay you can, especially for those people. Be selfless and make sure that it's, sometimes you have to take one on the chin. Lose. Lenny just recently got chucked down a massive mound, a massive pit. By natives, and I'm not gonna, you have to, that everyone enjoyed themselves. And even though I was the victim, and I clearly, it was a bit of a weird scenario for myself. It was 1 versus 12 or however many people were there. I still enjoyed myself. It was still fun. They made it enjoyable for me. They gave me an escape. But yeah, guys, I really do hope that those have been helpful for you. I hope that they might be able to get you, jumping into your character and make you, finally create that kind of character which you want to play into a role-playing server. And again, guys, just make sure that the role play that you do is fun for you and fun for others as well. And on that note, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like in the description. Press the like button and subscribe and hit the bell, obviously, because we're going to be doing more of these kind of videos if people seem to enjoy it. And if you do have any feedback, leave it in the comments. You can come to our Twitch channel. We stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And maybe more in the near future. And yeah, come there, throw your comments away. I am down for feedback on the video. I'm down for if you have any more questions that I haven't answered today. I'd be very, very grateful for that kind of feedback. If you do have Discord or Twitter, make sure you go and join or follow ours. I'm very, very good. I'm getting very, very good at being consistent on these platforms, so make sure you go over to them. And anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Yeah. Why is it so cold?
Trying to cross the border, right? Walks into that native ambush, same as us.
Lenny's so hungry.